Citations, everyone. Alright, so we've got the Sarkareth Raid Finale Cinematic. It is super short. Not even a minute long, really, but we'll react to it. We'll give our thoughts, and we'll go from there. Sarkareth was the traitor Dracthyr who decided that power over others was more important than the freedom of his people, and is kind of like a good simile, or a good, I don't know, comparison to Neltharion and the dragon aspects, where he, you know, was doing what he thought was right, and that he thought that power was his birthright. And he kind of became corrupted and kind of became a tool in a way. He, as far as we know, he's being manipulated by something, so maybe not everything is his fault, but at the same time, he definitely has some form of free will, which is, you know, very similar to Neltharion, but also Neltharion, his free will is a little bit more questionable because he's been whispered for 1,000 years, well, more than 1,000 years, and was, you know, created a tool that way. But with Sarkareth, it's more like he's been whispered to for maybe like a few months. So, well, even with that being said, like, I don't know how long he's been having this thing whisper in his head since Aberrus was open, so more like a week? Really? Less than that? I don't know. We'll find out, but this is the end of the raid. Sarkareth chose to gain the power, and I guess he kind of garroshed himself and kind of became corrupted. So let's see if he survives, which will make Box happy, I guess, or if he dies. Yeah, I don't know. Sarkareth is a very, as me and Box like to call him, a B tier or even C tier character. I'd even argue a D tier. I don't know. He's not very memorable, but let's give him a shot. Let's see what he has to say about his so-called demise or defeat.
I was your loyal soldier, father. Did I not uphold your legacy?
Oh.
Was it all just an illusion?
Don't make me feel bad for him.
Empty promises, leading us only to oblivion.
Alright. He's dead, like I thought. Yep. Sorry, Box. Alright. Very short, not much to talk about. Kind of like I figured, but we'll talk about it a little bit. So, I don't even know if I really need to talk to you guys about this. So, Sarkareth is, of course, talking about how he was a loyal soldier, like all the Dracthyr were, and he's questioning everything. Was I a loyal soldier? Did I do what you wanted? Or was it all for empty promises? This is a great way to demonstrate this for the Black Dragonflight and for Sibelian and Rathian, who have been bickering over who should be the Black Dragon aspect, who should be the leader of the Black Dragonflight and become aspect. And all throughout this raid, you are dealing with this echo of Neltharion, which it's not really Neltharion, it's some faceless one, apparently. I kind of don't know how I feel about that, but at the same time, I kind of hope that we actually encounter the real Neltharion, like his ghost or something, and he gets to apologize, he gets to say, like, what he became, what happened to him, etc. I would like that, but I don't think we're going to get that story. But it's a great for these two to see this, because we don't get a Black Dragon villain, we don't get a Twilight Hammer villain, we get a Dracthyr villain. The Dracthyr are the creations of Deathwing, and by extension, the creations of the Black Dragonflight. And in a way, the Dracthyr are kind of more related to the Black Dragons, in a way, than the actual Dragonflights themselves. Now, they are based around, they have all the powers of all of the Dragonflights put into them. My audio cut out there, so I don't know where we cut out exactly, so editing magic, that's fun. where was I? So I was talking about how this is a great simile for the Black Dragonflight because the Dracthyr are in a way kind of like their cousins. They're related to the Black Dragonflights. They, you know, Deathwing created them to serve him and fulfill his will. But they are also created with like a multi-purpose of, you know, being his soldiers, being loyal, and having all power of every Dragonflight. It's kind of like little mini Dragon Souls running around, basically. Kind of like an early version of that project, in my opinion. Or you could also argue Chromatus, which would be cool to see. But yeah, it's a really good simile for them. It's a good simile for Rathian and Sibelian to see this, to see Sarkareth, because this is very much what they could become to if they become obsessed with upholding Neltharion's legacy, which Neltharion's legacy is a legacy of corruption. I feel bad saying that because, you know, Neltharion really didn't... I argue, and I will still argue unless they change this. I haven't seen much in the story to push this, but Neltharion was manipulated by the old gods, he was twisted into a tool, and by the end of it all, he would have just been thrown on the Wormrest Temple, like a worthless piece of junk. So in my opinion, this was a great way of showing the Black Dragonflight, and specifically Sibelian and Rathian, what they could turn into, and it also, it's tragic for the character of Sarkareth, because obviously he just wanted to please his father, who was never around, which, you know, that's a story for some people. It's tragic, what happens to Sarkareth here. It's very, honestly, Sarkareth is very similar to what happened to his father and most of the Black Dragons. So, yeah, that is the story of Sarkareth come to a close. He's all void corrupted. He just wanted to uphold his father's legacy. And he questions if it was all for naught, if it was all for an illusion. And Sibelian and Rathian are recognizing that. Empty promises. And leading us only to oblivion. I still wonder what the hell this room is all about. You got all these cracks, you've got... You know, we don't really get a good visuals of this room with this cinematic, but this room specifically looks like it's an entryway to the void, so a lot of people are wondering if an old guy was trapped here. What exactly was this room about? And I'm sure the fight might explain that. I'm kind of just going off of this cinematic. I haven't done the raid yet, and I'm probably not going to be able to do the raid until Sunday. So I guess we'll find that out soon-ish. But, yeah, that was the Sarkareth Raid Finale Cinematic. I somehow turned something that was a 38-second cinematic into almost a 10-minute video. So, kudos to me, guys. Alright, well, we're gonna end the video here. I think that's all I really have to say about the cutscene or cinematic. I wish it was longer, honestly. I'm curious to see who will become the Black Dragon aspect. I personally would prefer Sibelian over Rathian and Abyssian, but at the same time, it seems like the story is pushing for Abyssian. That also being said, I wouldn't mind Rathian being aspect. You know, like, all three of them are good characters and all perfect for that role. But that isn't what this video is about. This video is about Sarkareth, so rest in pieces, Surprise Pikachu. I will see you all next time. Bye!